Are you reading, Anuradha Mataji, or should I read?
I can read, Mataji, if you allow.
आप पढ़िए नानू.
हाँ, आपको ही बोला है अनु माताजी, आप ही को.
Oh, I thought it said Vinti Mataji.
नहीं नहीं अनु.
Okay. Okay, Hare Krishna. This material world is the manifestation of the inferior energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This has already been explained several times. At the creation, the material energy is let loose as the Mahatattva, into which the Lord, as his first Purusha incarnation, Mahavishnu, enters. He lies within the casual ocean and breathes out innumerable universes. And into each universe, the Lord again enters as Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Each universe is in that way created. He still further manifests himself as Kshirodakshai Vishnu, and that Vishnu enters into everything, even into the even into the minute atom. This fact is explained here. He enters into everything. Now, as far as the living entities are concerned, they are impregnated into this material nature. And as a result of their past karmas, they take different positions. Thus, the activities of this material world begin. The activities of the different species of living beings are begun from the very moment of the creation. It is not that all is evolved. The different species of life are created immediately along with the universe. Men, animals, beasts, birds, everything is simultaneously created because whatever desires the living entities had at the last annihilation are again manifested. It is clearly indicated here by the word avasam, that the living entities have nothing to do with this process. The state of being in their past life, in the past creation, is simply manifested again, and all this is done simply by his will. This is the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And after creating different species of life, he has no connection with them. The creation takes place to accommodate the inclination of the various living entities, and so the Lord does not become involved with it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anjali Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hari bol Anu, can you share your understanding, dear?
What I have understood with this is the first paragraph is little difficult for me to explain, but the later part I have understood a little, that all the living entities, when they are impregnated by God again, they actually take form of whatever thoughts they had, whatever deeds they had in their past life. So, as per their deeds and as per their desires and as per their karmas, they take birth in the form of that particular thing when again God manifests the material world.
Yeah, you have added nicely to what Vinti summed up. Oh, nice to see Anjali. How nice. Welcome back, Anjali.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
आपको भी अच्छा लग रहा होगा. So,
what verse are we on? I'm sorry, I'm totally
that's
lost.
okay. Yeah, that's
Chapter.
okay. 9.8.
Okay.
We are in the sandwich part of the Bhagwad Gita, the middle, where for the first time now Krishna is boldly declaring that he is the source of everything. He is the one who is running the whole universe. Up till then, he was just speaking about the first 6 chapters were about giving him Gyan, yoga, Karma yoga, Dhyan yoga. And now he's come to Bhakti yoga. The
माता जी जो ये एक लाइन इसमें लिखी हुई है, एंड आफ्टर क्रिएटिंग डिफरेंट स्पीसीज ऑफ लाइफ ही हैज नो कनेक्शन विद देम, तो इसका क्या मतलब है कि हमारे कर्म के साथ कनेक्शन नहीं होता लॉर्ड का?
Can you read the whole sentence?
Yeah,
You're feeling
this is
abandoned, है ना? हमें बना के छोड़ दिया, हमारे साथ कोई
Yeah.
connection नहीं रखता, you're feeling abandoned.
yes.
So let's read that line again.
This is the inconceivable potency of Supreme Lord, Personality of God, and after creating different species of life, he has no connection with them. The creation takes place to accommodate the inclination of the various living entity, and so the Lord does not become involved with it.
Yeah. So जवाब दिया है that बनाकर फिर वो free will के साथ छोड़ देते हैं सभी living species को, that now this it's your, you know, here enjoy the material world according to your free will. And he will not interfere after that. Matlab, he will not use force. He will not use any force. Because he wants voluntarily all of us to love him and come back to him.
Till we
बनाने के
go
बाद he
seeking
leaves
him.
it to material nature to run the world on its own. उन्होंने अपने सारे ingredients दे दिए, अपने बीज दे दिए, but he is not involved because he is not attached, because he is not under the control of the 3 gunas. जिसके अंडर हम कंट्रोल में हैं, he is not under the control, so he is enjoying in Golok Vrindavan. At the same time, he has left us also to enjoy as per our desires. That's what he means. Yeah. And anything else anybody wants to ask? In the verse,
यहाँ पे माता जी again एक point we can say that here Lord is saying that he is nothing to do with that, बना के छोड़ दिया, but in the way of Paramatma, he is lying in everyone's heart. So how we can understand that?
yeah, nice question. So Paramatma has 3 functions. Upadrishta is the witness of whatever we do. Bhokta and Anumanta. Matlab, he witnesses what we are doing, he sanctions all our desires, and then he is also the recipient, the Bhokta of whatever we offer him. So as a Paramatma, he is with us for these 3. Without his sanction, we can't even blink our eyelids. We can't digest our food. We can't do anything if the Paramatma is not with us. Even if we have a perfectly healthy body. Atma ke saath Paramatma agar nahi बैठी हो, तो Atma also cannot function. So he is sitting as a Paramatma to help us execute our free will. At the same time, he is patiently waiting when we will turn towards him. No, such a difficult job. I think it's a very difficult job. It's a painful job. You know, that, okay, you go enjoy against me, without me, do whatever you like, but I will sit and wait. And I will still continue supporting you and sanctioning all your desires and all your actions. Because unki sanction ke bagair, nothing can work, can function. So, Upadrishta, Bhokta and Anumanta. These are the 3 roles of the Paramatma. As the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. So, are the 3 Vishnus clear? Mahavishnu, Krishna, first expands into Balram. Balram expands to Shankarshan. Then the first Chaturvyu, Vasudev, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha and Pradyumna. And then comes Mahavishnu. So, in one corner, Mahavishnu lies down on the causal ocean, and just by his drishti, he creates all these planets. solar systems, and they're all hanging like swabs of cotton. But they're lifeless. They've just been created. They are lifeless. They're just there. Then this Mahavishnu's job is just to create them. Then he expands into Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Garbh means womb. So Garbhodakshaya Vishnu enters into the womb of all of these planets. Then they get agitated into life. And then finally, for them to function, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu expands into Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. Every atom on each of those planets में वो समा जाते हैं, so that all of them are able to function. Animate and inanimate. That's the. So he's given such a detailed understanding to Arjun that wherever you see, I'm there. कौन सी part है जहाँ पे मैं नहीं हूँ? He's just trying to give him the idea of how he's pervading in every atom of the planet. There's no place where Krishna is not present. Just to give him an idea of who he is. Yeah? Okay, let's go to the next verse. Who wants to read? Anu? Okay. Okay.
Mataji, just give me one. Yeah. न च मां तानि कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय उदासीनवदासीनं मा असक्तं तेषु कर्मसु. O Dhananjay, all this work cannot bind me. I am ever detached from all these material activities, seated as though neutral.
Yeah, so please read the purport.
Hare Krishna. One should not think in this connection that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has no engagement in his spiritual world. He is always engaged. In the Brahma Samhita 5.6, it is stated, Mataji,
Anji?
this is Sanskrit written in English.
No worries. You can skip that.
Okay, so it is stated that he's always involved in his eternal blissful spiritual activities, but he has nothing to do with these material activities. Material activities are being carried on by his different potencies. The Lord is always neutral in the material activities of the created world. This neutrality is mentioned here with the word udasina vata. Although he has control over every minute detail of material activities, he is sitting as a neutral. The example can be given of a high court judge sitting on his bench. By his order, so many things are happening. Someone is being hanged, someone is being put into jail, someone is awarded a huge amount of wealth, but still he is neutral. He has nothing to do with all that gain and loss. Similarly, the Lord is always neutral, although he has his hand in every sphere of activity. In the Vedanta Sutra 2.1.34, it is stated that he is not situated in the dualities of this material world. He is transcendental to these dualities. Nor is he attached to the creation and annihilation of this material world. The living entities take their different forms in various species of life according to their past deeds, and the Lord doesn't interfere with them. Hare Krishna.
Jai, who wants to share their understanding?
माता जी इसमें कृष्णा
Yes,
कह रहे हैं कि यस माता जी इसमें मेनली यही बोला है भगवान ने कि वो हमको बनाकर छोड़ देते हैं। उसके बाद हम अपने कर्मों के हिसाब से आगे जन्म लेते हैं और दुख पाते हैं, सुख पाते हैं, वो सब हम अपने कर्मों के हिसाब से डिसाइड होता है। तो भगवान न्यूट्रल रहते हैं, उनको कुछ लेना देना नहीं। हम खुद ही अपने कर्म के हिसाब से अपने आप को आगे कैरी फॉरवर्ड करते हैं कि हमें क्या जन्म मिलेगा, हम कैसे रहेंगे। तो ये मतलब मेन यही है उसका ना, कि ईश्वर न्यूट्रल है और हम अपने आप ही अपने आप को आगे अपने कर्मों के साथ लेके जाते हैं।
Yeah. And just imagine, while enjoying, जब हमारी enjoyment में कोई बाधा आ जाती है, who do we blame?
भगवान ने करा है।
तूने मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों किया? He's not even involved. He's not even
यस
there.
यस
You know, अगर ये भगवत गीता की अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं होती, imagine हमारा एटीट्यूड कैसा ही. Now we realize how wrong we are in our attitude, isn't it?
यस
First of all, we are enjoying against his will, trying to exploit nature, and then when things don't go our way, also we are again ready to blame him. है ना? Any other understanding?
मेरा एक इसमें ये आ रहा है कि ये जो है डिटैचमेंट जो है वो सिर्फ कृष्ण ही कर सकते हैं। डिटैचमेंट की भी जो एक वो होती है ना बेस्ट, जिसको हम कहते हैं षड ऐश्वर्य में जाता है ना, कि मतलब ये एक वही कर सकते हैं इतना डिटैचमेंट कि कंट्रोल है फिर भी डिटैच्ड। जनरली वी सी कि जहाँ कंट्रोल होता है वहाँ अटैचमेंट आ जाती है थोड़ी बहुत, चाहे कितना भी कोई वो हो, मतलब हमारे उसमें हम जो देखते हैं नॉर्मली। बट ये भगवान ही कर सकते हैं कि कंट्रोल भी है पूरा और फिर भी डिटैच्ड है।
Yeah, that's a nice realization. And what is the reason for that? Anybody? Why is he like that?
Mataji, I have a little understanding which I just want to share.
बताइए.
Why he's neutral is because he has made he has created the entire world and given actually impregnated everything and everyone around us. So in the same way we have also come, but what we are is because of our past karmas. As we have read in chapter 8 and verse 6, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam त्यज अत्यन्ते कलेवरम tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. I just want to combine both the languages in this, that whatever karmas we do at present will become that, and we will actually nurture all the habits and um, all the all the enjoyment or distress whatever we are going through is because of that prarabdh is being lived by us in this lifetime. So God is actually just like a sitting there like a judge. He's just observing us, that are we living up to it, along with doing one single activity which is foremost required, that is the devotion, that is the bhakti. And this is how we will get delivered from this material world to, and we'll go back home, back to Godhead. So that's why he's just sitting neutral, because we are supposed to live our prarabdh. That's it. Whatever we have done, whatever karmas we have done. And there is nothing, God is nowhere to blame, because he was not a part of what we have done in our past life.
Yeah. So he's saying, oh, Dhananjay. Yeah. Thank you, Anu. Thank you for that. All this work cannot bind me. Why?
Mataji, because he is above everything. He is above three gunas. He is above all attachments, everything. He is above everything. So anything can't bind him. That's what my understanding is.
Because Mataji, he's actually managing the material world with his different potencies. He's not part of that. Still, he's sitting and enjoying looking at the creation.
Because this world is run by his inferior material energy. And he is transcendental, so he is above the material energy. The sattva, rajo, tamo के control में वो नहीं है, because they are his inferior energy. So these energies are under his control, not that he is under their control. हमारे लिए उल्टा है, we are under their control. The moment we take birth, we are under the control of sattva, rajo, tamo. And they make us attached to our family, our priyajan. But since he is not under control, he is not attached. Which does not mean that, he is a stone-hearted, cold and calculating person. It simply means that his intelligence is is always untouched and clear, not foggy by all the attachments and detachments and the Kam, Krodh, Moh, Lobh, Mad, Matsarya. All of these affect our judgment. But he doesn't have them. So his judgment is never affected. It always remains clear, unbiased, and neutral towards all living entities. Okay, let's do the next one. Verse 10. This is a verse for memorizing. ये तो आता ही है सबको, बहुत सारे लोगों को भी, I'm sure would know. Vinti, do you want to read? Or Anjali, do you want to read? Do you have the book in front of you? Okay, please.
I do. Mayadhyaksena prakrit shuyatasacharam hetuanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again.
Again and again. Yeah, you want to read the purport?
I will. Purport. It is clearly stated here that the that the Supreme Lord, although aloof from all the activities of the material world, remains the Supreme Director. The Supreme Lord is the Supreme Will and the background of this material manifestation, but the management is being conducted by material nature. Krishna also states in Bhagwad Gita that of all the living entities in different forms and species, I am the Father. The father gives seeds to the womb of the mother for the child, and similarly, the Supreme Lord, by his mere glance, injects all the living entities into the womb of material nature, and they come out in their different forms and species according to their last desires and activities. All these living entities, although born under the glance of the Supreme Lord, take their different bodies according to their past deeds and desires. So the Lord is not directly attached to this material creation. He simply glances over material nature. Material nature is thus activated and everything is created immediately. Because he glances over material nature, there is undoubtedly activity on the part of the Supreme Lord, but he has nothing to do with the manifestation of the material world directly. This example is given in the Smriti. When there is a fragrant flower before someone, the fragrance is touched by the smelling power of the person, yet the smelling and the flower are detached from one another. When there is a fragrant flower before someone, the fragrance is touched by the smelling power of the person, yet the smelling and the flower are detached from one another. There is a similar connection between the material world and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Actually, he has nothing to do with this material world, but he creates by his glance and ordains. In summary, material nature, without the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, cannot do anything. Yet the Supreme Personality is detached from all material activities. This example of flower and the smell and the person is very apt.
Yeah, आया समझ में? Yeah, it is apt. So does that give a good, better understanding?
Yes.
Maybe you want to explain what you've understood.
Exactly, it's repeated that the Supreme Lord creates the material nature, and then he impregnates also. He creates it with a glance, impregnates it, and then leaves all. Then he is no way connected with the living entities, because these living entities then they take different bodies according to their past deeds and desires. What we wish to become, we manifest ourselves as that. So this just indicates that the Lord is not directly attached to his own material creation. He has created all this, but phir bhi he is not directly attached to this creation. So this is further made much more clear by the example that there is a fragrant flower in front of me. I am smelling the flower, but phir bhi my smelling power and the flower are detached from each other, in spite of the fact that I'm able to smell the flower. So this is how the Lord has created all of us, but phir bhi he chooses to remain detached from us, because we are governed by our past deeds and desires, we the material beings.
Yeah. Is it clear? Any doubts, Anu? No. Okay. You're muted.
It is aptly explained with the example and example of flower, the fragrance, and it is beautifully illustrated.
Okay, so no doubts. All the doubts have gone now. Thank you. You may move on to your meeting. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. You know, there is another example which is used in Bhagavatam of the sunshine. तो जब भी कंफ्यूजन लगे कि कैसे हो सकता है कि बनाया भी है और फिर पार्ट भी नहीं है इसके, और कैसे वो इससे अछूते रह सकते हैं, then it can very easily be understood by the sun, which is right now falling on all of us. बिना सनलाइट के ग्रेन्स ग्रो नहीं हो सकती, सर्दी नहीं भाग सकती, फॉग को डिसिपेट करने के लिए सन चाहिए, एवेपोरेशन के लिए चाहिए, सब कुछ सन कर रहा है. और वही सन फ्रूट ऑर्चर्ड्स पे भी गिर रहा है, फसल पे भी गिर रहा है, घरों पे भी गिर रहा है, और नालों पे और गटर्स पे भी वही सन की रोशनी गिर रही है. On the clean things and the filthy things, on everything the sunlight is falling, and everything depends on the sunlight to grow and sustain. Yet the sun is detached from everything. Nothing can pollute the sun, nothing can create the sun. वो अपनी विल से ही उगता है, अपनी विल से अस्त हो जाता है, अपनी विल से ही वो सब कुछ कर रहा है, और हम सब उसकी बेनिफिट्स को एंजॉय कर रहे हैं. येट उसकी रोशनी कहाँ गिर रही है, उससे वो, अगर वो किसी गटर या यूरिन पे गिर रहा है, उससे वो पोल्यूट नहीं हो जाता, डिस्ट्रॉय नहीं हो जाता. At the same time, it is used to even purify all worshipable items. So Krishna is like the bright sun, that without which we cannot sustain ourselves. Yet we are under his control. He is not under the control of anything that we do. just like the fragrance of the flower. Any doubts, any questions? I think we've done 8, 9, 10, 3 verses today. So these series of verses, even the next few verses, he's just trying to give a broader picture to Arjun. Because let's not forget the context of these verses. Right now, Arjun is on the battlefield. He has yet not agreed to start fighting. He is still doing Vaad Vivad with Krishna. क्यों मुझे मारने की जरूरत है फैमिली मेंबर्स को? क्यों मुझे ये करना है? मैं यहाँ से चला क्यों नहीं जाता? Why don't I become a sannyasi so that I don't have to kill these people? So Krishna is not giving him any direct answers. He is making him think by presenting to him all these facts. And now when the initial preliminary stage has been set, where he has understood what is Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga and Dhyan Yoga, now finally he's also opening the cards and showing him his true form, on who he really is. You know, his superiority. Abhi tak to unhone nahi ki. He's taking a humble position of that of a driver. तो ड्राइवर बने हुए हैं उसके, और अभी भी वो ड्राइवर ही बने हुए हैं, रथवान ही है, रथ पे ही है, अर्जुन बैठे हुए हैं, वो खड़े हैं. But as a driver, he's trying to show him that yes, I am your driver, but this is who I really am. You know? It's just, I mean, if you just imagine the scene, how what a very intimate conversation is going on between the two at such a crucial time of their lives. World war. They are on the verge of world war. So, yeah. And the next few verses also, he's going to talk about the same, on his actual position, on who he really is. Okay? Any questions? Any realizations? Anything you want to share? Very interesting, the coming verses on who he is. He's actually going to tell us in detail who he is. For all those people who ask us, क्या आपने भगवान देखे हैं? Prabhupada was asked, आपने भगवान देखे हैं? We are trying to tell everybody about who God is. On the strength of these next 10 verses, 15 verses, we can prove to the others on how to see God. As Krishna has himself explained, yes, we can claim that we have seen God, and we can also prove to them how you are also seeing God. You're just not believing it. Just seeing him. So, very interesting verses are going to come. Hari Bol. Any questions? Any realizations? Anything you want to share? You can stop recording anytime.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes,
it is rightly said.
Let it go on. Ji.
Oh, no, I'm saying it is rightly said that Bhagwad Gita is the doing graduation and Bhagavatam is like post-graduation.
Yeah.
So now we can connect with the verses of Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita as well. What it is been said by Krishna himself. And Mataji, one more thing is,